Studio microphone intro, hook. Imagine walking into a vast marble hall. Oil lamps flicker against painted ceilings. Wine flows like water. Long tables are covered with roasted meats, exotic birds, and whole pigs glazed in honey. And when the sun rises, many guests are still there. This isn't fiction. These were the extravagant banquets of ancient Roman nobility. Classical building keycap 1 Rome, when luxury became power. In the Roman Republic and later the Empire, elite dinner parties were known as convivium. At first, they were elegant evening meals. But over time, they became something more. A display of wealth. A show of power. A tool of political influence. Guests didn't sit at tables. They reclined on cushioned couches, eating and drinking for hours. Wine was mixed with honey, herbs, and rare spices imported from distant lands. Wine keycap 2 Wine, music, and spectacle. These banquets were not just about food. Nobles hired musicians, dancers, poets, actors. Some emperors, like Nero, became infamous for hosting feasts that lasted for days. Ancient writers describe enormous amounts of food being consumed, and sometimes wasted, simply to prove wealth. Guests might even receive lavish gifts during the evening. These events were performances of power. Bird keycap 3 Exotic and unusual dishes. Roman elites prized rarity over flavor. They served flamingo tongues, rare Mediterranean fish, animals imported from Africa. The goal was not just to eat well, but to impress, to shock, to dominate socially. Crown keycap 4 Decadence and decline. Later historians often portrayed these banquets as symbols of moral decay. While common citizens worked and paid taxes, the elite indulged in excess. However, it's important to remember, many ancient accounts were written by political rivals. Some emperors were likely exaggerated or vilified after their deaths. Not everything was as extreme as legend suggests. Fire keycap 5 The myth of excess. You may have heard the story that Roman elites would force themselves to vomit in order to continue eating. Modern historians debate this claim. There is little strong evidence that this was a widespread practice. Rome was extravagant. But not every shocking tale is historically accurate. Balance scale keycap 6 The real purpose of these banquets. These gatherings weren't just parties. They were political battlegrounds. Alliances were formed. Deals were negotiated. Careers were made, or destroyed. A successful banquet could elevate your status. A failed one could damage your reputation. In ancient Rome, dinner was diplomacy. Clapperboard conclusion. These lavish feasts were both a symbol of immense power and a reflection of a society transforming. When the Roman Empire began to weaken, luxury alone could not save it. And the echoes of those marble halls eventually faded into history. If you'd like, I can make a more dramatic, darker version. Add shocking details about Nero or Caligula. Turn this into a 60-second viral short. Or expand it into a 12 to 15-minute deep dive script. Do you want a cinematic tone or a documentary-style narration?